Hey, Ansel Lee here today with my good friend Jon Priest. John, hey, good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too, Ansel.
Hey, John is you own a counseling business. You counsel
Yeah,
clinic.
so I'm
Your clinic. Uh, uh, tell
yep,
me what you guys.
right.
Tell me what you guys do.
I own Christian Perspective Counseling here in Conway, Arkansas, and we're just a small private practice group. We've got five clinicians, and we serve people who need licensed mental health practitioners to do mental health treatment for them.
Right.
And that can sound big and heavy, like, maybe you have to be in the trenches of depression, but even just, figuring out how to adjust to a tricky life circumstance or that kind of thing, or the spaces that we work in.
Well, hey, listen, I thought John and I are friends, and John and I were talking about. I said, "Hey, John, I really wish you could come on and give us some thoughts on dealing with, dealing with emotional and mental wellness during this time of this extraordinary time of this virus and what people were dealing with being furloughed, being laid off, just the uncertainty of tomorrow." And can you share some tips with us?
Absolutely. One of the biggest things I think these days that people really can focus on is really kind of the elemental stuff, the kind of the essential nutrients of life, like rhythm and even having a steady schedule and that kind of thing. Those become sort of maximally important as a circumstance sort of tightens the screws. And this is it's kind of a global effect that has lots of different circumstances with it. You mentioned a few people, being furloughed from work, financial stress, being kind of caged together with loved ones, and you care about them, but also it gets tense, and the stress can really mount. And so if we don't make sure to see what's right in front of us and what's kind of foundationally important and be intentional in those matters, it can be really grueling. I think one of the biggest ones, honestly, is in the inside of us, and it's validating our own emotional experience and giving grace for that.
Mm,
Honestly, uh, that we really need to shift our understanding and expectations of how, like what our targets and how we should be performing in this season. We're a high production, high drive society, but it's going to be okay to soft pedal a little bit in these circumstances. It's going to be okay if we find it difficult or irritating or challenging at the emotional level. And so, of course, me as a counselor, I would say that, but I think it's actually really important for us to just acknowledge and bear with ourselves, as it's an emotional struggle for us.
yeah, for sure. And I think you see a lot when you when we all get cooped up here together. that
Mhm.
and there there's some there are things that and I've seen this in my own family that maybe there's one in particular that I think of that probably is really having a harder time than because she's lost her job and
Mhm.
she's struggling and to find a new rhythm, like as you said. And so at any rate, just any points and pointers that you could give, 2 or 3 points maybe.
Absolutely, yeah. I think kind of some of the elemental things that are good to look at in a concrete and practical way are in the shop talk for that in our field, and even the nursing field, is activities of daily living. There's a force behind our schedule and the activities of a day that sort of purpose us
Right.
through a schedule does that. Our occupation, the interactions that we've planned or just kind of naturally happen, those are actually really fundamentally important. And even as small as getting up at a regular time, showering, wearing regular clothes, even though it might be nice every once in a while to wear pajamas throughout the day. Sort of presenting ourselves to the opportunity of the day, I think is really important. I definitely think being outside is important. We know a lot in the scientific literature about the ways that being outside and interaction with nature and awareness of natural processes, how that contributes to well-being. I definitely, so I'm a Christ follower myself, and there's definitely a spiritual element to this. It reminds me that God is faithful and unchanging, and he is taking care of this place that we live in. And as bad as the virus is, he's still taking care of his people, and the things that he loves, which is all of us. And those kinds of things are really good for us to have reminders of. And so being outside, going on walks. If you don't live with the person, of course, you need to do it 6 feet apart from them. But being outside, moving your body, those kinds of things are really important. I definitely think, kind of like I mentioned, the spiritual element, but making sure to crowd out voices of hopelessness
Yeah.
that are very problem focused, that really emphasize kind of the disastrous element of what's going on, and instead emphasizing and maximizing voices of hope,
Mm.
voices of development, even looking for ways that we can sort of be improved personally by going through this stress successfully. I think we're all going to really have to guard our minds about things like that. Again, it's okay to struggle, but it's really difficult to move through a struggle that we can't avoid if we also feel like it's not going to count for anything.
Right. No, for sure. And well, hey, you're my friend, hey, anything else you'd like to share? I just appreciate you just getting on here and sharing some of your professional thoughts and personal
Sure.
thoughts
Absolutely.
and I just want to push out this information to the folks on my media, and
Yeah.
hope
Yeah.
hope it's helpful to them.
Definitely. One last thing I would mention is, there are definitely sort of degrees of struggle where it can be really helpful to have a person kind of on the outside of the circumstance from you, to just ventilate that, to help kind of strategize about how you're going to respond and stay healthy emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Of course, we at Christian Perspective Counseling, we've made the pivot to online counseling right now. We love being with and getting our hands on clients, but
Right.
right now we're happy and available to help people through this. So get in contact with us, if that's a way that we can help. Pretty much every mental health practitioner is doing telemed right now also. And so even if it's not us, if maybe Christianity isn't your focus, or that kind of a thing, or we don't have a clinician with the factors that would be most helpful to you, just reach out to somebody, because there's still help making it through struggles, even of this size and of this length, even though we can't physically be present with each other.
Well, thank you, John. These are just extraordinary times,
Hmm.
and I see folks thriving in this, and then I see folks struggling.
Yes.
And I just wanted to have you give your thoughts, and I hope that it's helpful to someone today. And if someone wanted to reach out to you, how could they do that best? On a website that they could go to?
Yeah, absolutely. So our website really is the best, most convenient point of contact, and it has, really, at the website is kind of the clearinghouse for all the other ways you can contact us. So that website is wcarkansas.com. You can just search in Google for Christian Perspective Counseling as well. The neat thing is, of course, we have a contact form. It'll direct you to our email. It will have our phone number as well, but you can even chat with us live, right there on the website. And so reach out to us any way possible, and we'll be sure to get you the help or connect you with the help that you need.
Hey, can you say that website one more time? You froze up right
No,
when you started that. So
I definitely can. It's www.cpcarkansas.com.
okay, and I'll put that on this video as well.
Very good.
So hey, brother, thanks for taking time. Hey, I wish you the best, and God's blessings on you and your family. Stay safe, and
You
your
also,
work.
Lance.
And hey, guys, if I can help in any way, please message me on my my media. And if you didn't get any of this and you want to connect with Jon, just message me directly and I'll put you in touch. So, hey, Jon, thanks for taking time, buddy.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. It's good to see you.
You too. See you soon.
All right. Bye bye.